What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another full self-driving beta video. Today we are going to see if Tesla's full self-driving beta version 9 can drive me home from work. We are going to go for the minimum amount of disengagements, interventions, meaning I'm going to try to do nothing on my way home and only take over for safety reasons if the car is making a mistake. But other than that, I'm going to let the car do what it wants to get me home. So we'll see how it does. I've done this video before on previous software versions, so this will be pretty interesting. Make sure you watch until the end. I will have a chart with all the data of disengagements and interventions compared to older versions, previous drives. Unfortunately, I don't think we can make it with no interventions because there's a couple spots where the speed limit is wrong. But no disengagements should be possible, even though there are some really tricky parts. So if you're enjoying these videos, please hit like and get subscribed. I'd really appreciate that. I have the 360 camera going on the roof to give us, different perspective. I will just kind of switch between the cameras as we go. Let me know what you think of that and changes you'd like me to make. So blam, flying through this roundabout, that was exactly perfect, and I loved it. So in the older versions, roundabouts, yield signs, I should say, the car would always stop at them, and it was a setting in the software. Now, sometimes, I'm talking no vehicles around, sometimes version 9 will still stop at a yield sign when it doesn't need to, but sometimes, like you just saw there, it will go right through, and that's really nice. That's what it should do if there's no vehicles around. So I've been enjoying that, but I don't know. I can't say that it's completely fixed or that setting is turned off where it won't stop anymore, because it still does sometimes, but usually it does very, very good. So here is an example where it says speed limit 35, road ends, and I've taken this route without filming, so I already know the car still can't see the little ends below the speed limit. So now that the speed limit is ended in Michigan, that means the limit is 55, so I'll be setting our speed to 60, so that counts as an intervention. I had to interact with the car to drive appropriately, so unfortunately not a zero intervention drive. Also, today's video is sponsored by TestLetter. TestLetter spends hours every week consolidating the latest and most important information into a brief, easy to read newsletter. Their focus is this information useful for people that own or will soon own a Tesla? So thank you to TestLetter for sponsoring this video. Check out the link in the comments below. And if you like what you see, subscribe to TestLetter for free. So approaching the right turn here, you can see with the camera that we actually have nobody to our left. That car was blue on the screen, which I am pretty sure means we were yielding for it, but it's kind of hard to tell because sometimes cars are blue when they're not supposed to be. And then it looks like now the car is confident and it's moving through the turn, which was pretty good timing just as somebody was starting to approach. So sometimes it seems beta. Okay, a little weirdness with the acceleration there. We should be, wow, that was weird. I don't know what it was waiting for. Seems beta sometimes waits a little too long when it's open and then somebody comes along. A little bit of phantom braking there, which is no good. Don't want that. I didn't have to intervene. The car only slowed a little bit. It's like getting ready. It looks like I don't know where I'm going and trying to find this turn. I'm glad it turned on the turn signal so early though, so the person behind me can be like, oh, okay, they're just maybe, they're making a turn. So we're good here. We should be good to move through. And very nice left turn. Just personal preference, could have been a little faster, but nothing wrong with that turn at all. There were no cars in our way, so very good. Unfortunately, another road, there is no limit here, so we'll go back up to where we were, and that's another intervention. All right, so approaching a left turn here. This is a pretty difficult one because cross traffic is going 50 to 65 miles an hour. Speed limit's 50, but people go very fast on this road. And beta needs to be able to wait for them. So it says checking for visibility. It cannot go yet, and I have to hit the brake because it's not going, but there's somebody coming, and I don't want them to think I'm gonna drive out in front of them, so I'll turn this back on. We have one more car, and then we should be good. So that was a disengagement. Now we're good to go, and the car is not moving. Very slow. Okay, I have to hit the accelerator because it's not going. So it wants to creep out and move when there is a car, and then when it's clear and there's no vehicles, it just sits there and waits. So pretty frustrating on that. Of course, system's not done, so all this disengagement and accelerator hitting I'm doing, the data gets sent back to Tesla, and they should be able to improve it, but okay, so we just got a little bit of braking there before we got to the train tracks. It is a pretty nice idea to brake, at least slow down a bit for train tracks, but there we just had a weird brake like while we were already on them, and those ones are really smooth, so I don't have a problem going over those full speed. So it did pretty well there. I've had it before when I wasn't recording where it would go over those train tracks and then give a pretty hard brake after. So again, no idea why. I've been reporting it, and that time, still a weird little break, but only lasted for a second. All right, so coming up, we need to go to the right here to get on the highway. Done perfectly. I've had it one time where it stayed on the left and then changed lanes. It was kind of awkward, but doing okay. Should probably slow down a little more, but if you can handle it, okay, I'm perfectly fine with that. And then we have a truck here, and I'm gonna hit the accelerator a little bit because it was not gonna accelerate. And oh, actually, I don't know if I actually even hit the accelerator. I just didn't want to be next to them, but that was actually handled pretty well. And then merging onto the highway here shouldn't be a problem. This is pretty basic full self-driving stuff going on, and now we are in our lane. And yeah, we'll probably just fast forward through most of this because it's all pretty well established. If you want more highway autopilot full self-driving videos, I have those that focus specifically on highway. I'll link some above. All right, so the cars ahead are slowing, so we're gonna have to slow here any second. Figure I'll let you check this out. This is Tesla Vision, no radar. Coming around a bend, it does very well. Sometimes going around a bend with the radar, it would brake a little late. You know, I never felt like it was gonna slam into anything, but it was a little uncomfortable. Here we're braking perfectly. I could have maybe applied the brakes a tiny bit sooner, but there was absolutely nothing wrong with what just happened there. So did really well, and then we're gonna come to a stop. And gonna be a little bit of traffic for you here. Stop and go, and you can see how Tesla Vision does. Should have no problem at all. So my car put on its blinker. It's actually been pretty aggressive here. Wow, I would have got in behind, honestly, the guy that we just got in front of, but that was really good. That was kind of aggressive, human-like, or what's it? So some people don't like me to use the word aggressive. Assertive, is that the word? People suggest I use, whatever. You know, you can interchange those however you like. Well, unfortunately, I didn't realize it was actually going to take us off the highway here. I guess the traffic is like really, really bad, and nobody would let us over. And I was looking at the cameras, so I didn't really think about exiting. So it's going to actually take us to a whole nother highway and take us through a lot of different back roads. So it'll still be, you know, interesting video. Unfortunately, it won't be very comparable to the other drives that we've taken because the route's going to be different. But we'll still, of course, you know, compare the data. But just keep in mind it won't be the exact same drive. All right, so I get a lot of comments about people wanting more traffic and more vehicles, and this is just really boring. So now that gap opened up, car should accelerate. We're going to go on to another highway and then have a lot of, actually a pretty good amount of non-highway driving. So that'll be good for the beta test anyway. Not so good for getting home in a timely manner. All right, so exiting the freeway here, no problems there really. We should be getting into this lane and make a right turn. So hopefully Beta can make this right turn at the stop sign. I don't think cross traffic stops. So stopped, now it's gonna move forward. Oh, it wants me to use this, so I'm gonna tell it to continue. And it's not continuing. So I'm gonna, oh, nope, it's going now. Okay, I'm gonna tap the accelerator there. And real slow, but not terrible. It was just being cautious. So I still had to intervene, unfortunately, but it did that turn okay. Besides, just I don't know if it thought it could see or what it was doing. But then when the cars cleared up, it didn't do anything. So figured it needed a little bump. So here's a four-way stop. This will be nice. You can see a lot of cars in blue here. Again, I believe that means we're yielding to them, but it's hard to say. So obviously we were the last car here. So truck on the right, truck on the left, and then it's our turn. But now this car is blue, and they should not be. So I have to, hit the accelerator because it said waiting for our turn. I'm gonna report that because obviously it was our turn. It was not the car to the right, or to the left, I'm sorry. And the car was gonna wait. It's just gonna, doing that is just gonna confuse people and make them angry. All right, so entering another roundabout, no vehicles. We'll see if we fly through this yield sign again. Oh, yes. Yeah, okay, very nice. It started to break a little more, no problem. It just I wasn't sure if it's going to stop. So, wow. Yeah, both those roundabouts on this drive were perfect. They felt very good. I'm thinking that, I always try to think of the comments you're making as I'm driving. I'm thinking I probably got some comments about the hitting the accelerator too quickly. When there's people behind me, I'm not waiting. It's just like, I'm not going to wait until some people are honking at me. It's just not appropriate. If there's nobody behind me, I'll let the car sit there all day for you. But otherwise, I don't want to, gunk up traffic. So left turn here, unprotected. Again, cars coming from there going very fast. There are no vehicles, so we should be going a little faster than this, but we did go. So, okay, cool. Yeah, pretty good. Again, like, just that slight delay, I can almost guarantee the person behind me is like, why aren't they going yet? Like, it's just the way people drive. They go. They don't sit there for nothing. There's no cars. But little delays here and there I don't mind so much. Hopefully they'll stop happening. But yeah, when it just gets kind of stuck and it's an obvious go scenario, I'm just not going to let it happen. And then you saw there, car moved a little bit to the right to give us some room. It does that very nicely on roads just like this for semis and motorcycles. It does it very, very well. So another four-way stop here. You can see he kind of barely stopped. We're going to make a complete stop, 1 mile per hour, very good, and then confidently moves through, which is beautiful. We're now moving on to a dirt road here, and Beta has no problem really with dirt roads. My problem is it goes too slow. So people on this road, I have two problems. I'll tell you the other one. People on this road will probably go 40 or 50 miles an hour, and I'm really tempted to take over for it. My other problem, which you're seeing right now, is it moves way too far to the right. There is no reason to be over here, and I may actually have to take over, which is really disappointing, and drive this route myself. I love the speed. I honestly can't believe it's going this fast, because normally it slows way down on dirt roads. Let's see if it'll stick here. So that was a disengagement, unfortunately. Hitting the brakes a little too hard there. Yeah, I have to hit the accelerator, can't allow that. Really for no reason. I don't know if it was confused. Actually, it thinks there's a yellow line, which is nice. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I probably would go 55, but I don't really want Beta to go that fast. So yeah, it seems to be getting tripped up by these cars on the other side of the road there. Traffic behind us also wants to move quickly. I can show you that, I guess, with the camera. Yeah, this moving over to the right too much is just not good, not ideal, especially on these unmarked roads. There's really no reason for that. This is a really wide dirt road too, so okay, that was very good. So it's just a little iffy. I'm really touching the accelerator here just to make sure we don't, because we're slowing down too much. So and then that's no good. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of interventions on this part, but oh well, that's the life. That's the Beta life. This is what it has to deal with here. I will say, I will add, because a lot of people that are not familiar with these types of roads would probably want to go slower. Okay. Nope, move over. Would probably want to go slower. I don't blame you, that's fine. But when you are used to these roads, and these are the roads you're driving a lot, this is just the way it is. You can see everybody else is going very fast. Totally normal speed. The only thing that's not normal is bouncing back and forth here. People probably think I'm nuts. But here, wow, I am surprised to see 50. I'm not sure I've ever seen Beta go 50 on a dirt road, so I really enjoy that. Hit the brakes for no reason, and boom, so now we're onto the pavement. So yeah, that was, I mean, for the software, I think it was very good. For me personally, I would have driven that a little bit differently. So stopping here for these stopped cars. Tesla Vision's very good, very smooth with this. Not that old autopilot was bad at it, but sometimes it would break a little hard. So this is another really, really difficult part. Cross traffic is going 60, anywhere from 50 to 70 miles an hour, honestly. So the car says stop at a stop sign, get to the middle, stop at another stop sign, and then cross again. So I'm in the way here, so I'm gonna take over real quick, just so I move out of the way for that person. So we are not good to go here. Car hits the brake. Hits the brake. Not yet. And okay, go. Perfect. Go. Go, go, go. Ah, freaking thing. Okay, it went, but that was way too slow. Way too slow. And then, all right, we're just gonna ignore this guy here. What are you doing? So I did the brake there. That was weird. Let's one more time. Okay, so it's what the car is highlighted in blue, and we're like, why would you move toward? It makes absolutely no sense. Another thing just that humans would do is I'd move to the right to make more room for other people coming. Yeah, it's like, why is it getting so close? That is just ultrasonics are picking up on it and everything. I just don't understand that. So we need to stop at this stop sign. We have, well, you can see the cross traffic, and nope, no going yet. Lots of cars. I don't know what Beta's seeing. I'm not really looking at the screen. So now I have to hit the accelerator. That was actually a good time to go. That was a very good time to go, but the car accelerates too slowly through stops like that. So I had to hit the accelerator. All right, so 2 turns left. We have this right turn, and then it'll be dirt roads, and then a left turn on the dirt roads, and then we will check out the stats, see how it did. It's gonna look worse because of the different route, but I mean it's still the stats of the drive. So. Vehicle stopped in the road, very nice. Should be no problem going around. You can see it is planning a path around. Wow, a lot of vehicles in the road. Slows down really nicely. And a little close to that edge there, but it doesn't really have much of a... hope everybody's okay. Got a paramedic there. Didn't have much of a choice but to get really close to that edge. That was beautiful. I mean, that I wouldn't have done anything different at all than what the car just did there. So, you know, those instances, not a super complex situation, but a little complex. The car handles it perfectly. I get so excited. And other things like a right turn, it messes up, and I'm like, come on. But I guess that's the state we're at. Moves over nicely for this grass. Very good. All right, and here's our final turn here. We have a left. Stopping, creeping forward for visibility. I noticed in this version the car creeps a lot more at this turn than it used to, but that's fine. And then keeps turning the wheel all the way. We have somebody walking here, so very good. We are all set, so very good drive there. Well, we had a lot of interventions and disengagements, but again, different route. And the dirt road, I think a lot of that is personal preference, but it really, I've emailed the Tesla about it needing to not like this get so close to the edge. Like that is too close for me. Maybe on camera it doesn't look that bad, but where I'm sitting, it's just a little too close to the edge. But anyway, I actually really enjoyed that drive. I thought it was pretty good besides, well, okay, the worst part was it was gonna seem like it was gonna drive into the car in front of us, even though it was highlighted in blue on the screen, and then messing up some of the turns. Like it's tough, but you know, all of these disengagements are sent to Tesla. It's only going to get better over time. I'm excited, especially for the version 9 updates. You know, going from here, now that radar's removed, you can make excuses or whatever you want to say of, oh, now it's all redone and blah, blah, blah. Well, now we really need to start seeing improvements, and I'm excited to see them. Still, overall, incredibly impressed that my car can do whatever we're seeing here. I don't want to go in the puddle, to be totally honest. I know normally I do, but at this part, it's like all swampy and it smells really bad. So, still excited that the car can do any of this. You know, it's just like a car that is out on the roads today, and I'm really pulling for the wide release of this for everybody. So I hope it's soon. I think we can get it at the end of the year, but we'll have to see how, you know, version 10 and all those things go. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. I look forward to talking to you down in the comments, and you will see full self-driving beta in the next video.